Voted twice as the happiest place on earth, this tropical haven with its beautiful white sandy beaches, lush green islands and crystal clear and turquoise waters present a picturesque description of a tropical island paradise. Made up of 83 islands stretching over 1,300 kilometers with a growing population of 272,449 people, the Republic of Vanuatu is situated in the South Pacific region. Considered a small island developing state, the country faces the ongoing challenges including a geographically small size and remoteness, a narrow resource and export base, external economic shocks, and high vulnerability to global environmental challenges. Geographically placed right in the middle of the Pacific Ring of Fire and directly in the center of the Pacific Cyclone Belt places Vanuatu as one of the most at-risk countries for environmental disaster in the world. So what is Vanuatu doing to mitigate from these global impacts? In 2016, Vanuatu embraced the UN SDGs as part of its own development approach. Since then, the country has been fully committed to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which was also localized in our very own National Development Plan, commonly known as 2030, the People's Plan.
Vanuatu 2030. The People's Plan is the National Sustainable Development Plan for a period 2016 to 2030. It serves as the country's highest level policy framework. It is founded on our culture, traditional knowledge, and Christian principles, and builds on Vanuatu's development journey since its independence. The plan outlines Vanuatu's national development goals and policy objectives to translate our national vision into priorities to be actioned. It provides a sound framework to monitor progress, which includes alignment of the plan with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development.
Vanuatu's National Sector Development Plan mandates that every child, regardless of gender, location, education needs, or circumstances, must be able to access the education system. The Universal Primary Education Policy provides free education and the right to access education for class 1 to 6.
Inclusive education, it means everyone got equal access to education, regardless of you come to one background, boys and girls, and also all students with disability. So under the strategy, you got all activities where all programs where you meet ministry, you design and you make sure say you may achieve inclusive education.
The Market for Change initiative was brought about by a joint cooperation between the government, the municipal councils and the UN Women. The main objective for the Market for Change is for the economic empowerment for women who sell food products at our local market. The government's commitment under the NSTP is working towards equitable development across the country to ensure better access and people development. The Decentralization Act and the implementation of a decentralization policy 2017 to 2027 brings government closer to the people in terms of decision-making processes and public service delivery. The National Policy on Climate Change and Disaster Risk Reduction 2016 to 2030 provides the framework to ensure that our communities, environment, and economy are resilient to the impact of climate change and disaster risk.
Ministry am bisa tegli tu through lo sam lo kita nara department siya. All staff implement them some local activities where by me building up resiliency lo Vanuatu department lo National Disaster Management Office em sa take lead lem lo megam sure se preparedness lo community display me must be priority paramount lo every community lo Vanuatu.
The policy ensures that the risks are identified, assessed, reduced and managed. The Vanuatu government considers the promotion and protection of human rights as an important aspect of its governance. It has designed a framework, policies, and laws that enshrines the protection and promotions of fundamental human rights.
Last couple of years, we look develop progress law government, especially when we establishing one NGO desk officer, and we put them together to one NGO policy. same time inside the policy say we have a role play also in civil society, but same time to me recognize them you me on civil society also one development partner play him have work with them government play have achieve him 2030 agenda yeah.
The plan provides for an inclusive society which upholds human dignity and where the rights of all Ni Vanuatu, including women, youth, the elderly, and vulnerable groups are supported, protected, and promoted in our legislation and institutions.
Our united forces express what we want for ourselves,
for our children,
for future generations,
and for our country.
Living on one beyond.